Y'all feel that power of love coming at you. Divine mind. The divine heart. The treasure house for your great beaming light. Unification consciousness. Gifts from the earth. More gifts from the earth. Gifts from the cosmos, the central sun. Gifts from the sea. Gifts of Karuna. All the gifts of Karuna. It's all here. It's all here, friends. I won't be angry. I will not worry. I'll be grateful. I will work hard. I will be kind to others. Hello, friends. Y'all might remember that one from earlier in the series. Those are the Reiki ideals in Japanese first, and then they were in English. And it's available on YouTube. It's by Colin Powell, not the real famous one, but some other dude who's a Reiki dude. And he made this song, which is really nice because it can be hard to learn things in a different language. Shoot, it can be hard enough to learn things in, your main language. So the song helped me learn the ideals in Japanese and in English, and it's fun to sing, and it feels really good and really joyful. So that's that. Y'all, welcome. Welcome. Aloha. Hello. I love you. Thank you. This is day 40. Day 40, friends. Day 40. We made it, of the 40 days of Reiki. And my intention as a Reiki master teacher, a Reiki enthusiast, a one-on-one Reiki healer, as someone trained in the Holy Fire Usui lineage, the Usui lineage, Holy Fire 3, very powerful form of Reiki, very powerful stream of Reiki consciousness. My intention with this series is to educate, inform, and inspire you about Reiki. Reiki, the energy, and Reiki, the system of tools and techniques that facilitates stress reduction, relaxation, healing in mind, body, soul, and spirit, as well as catalyzes, empowers, makes easier, makes more fun the process of spiritual awakening, as well as Reiki, the energy, the system of tools and techniques, and beyond, as a spiritual path in and of itself, if you want it to be that. And as I always say, it's Reiki a la carte. So if you only want to work with Reiki as a tool for physical healing, guess what? Reiki's fine with that. Reiki's totally fine with that. If you want all of what I just mentioned, healing, mind, body, soul, and spirit, relaxation, stress reduction, spiritual awakening, spiritual path, all of it, it's happy to provide that too. So it's a really, really beautiful energy. It's a really, really beautiful system. I am so stoked on it. That's why I've showed up 40 days, not in a row, but we made it. And can't stop talking about it. And really, finishing this series is very exciting because I'm excited for what I'm going to share and continue to share and how. Because there's so much more to say. There's so many more healing experiences to provide and share, and the possibility for creating sacred container online is just absolutely amazing. It's such a gift to embed the Reiki frequency, this higher consciousness within the EMF, within the technology, so that it's not harmful. It can actually be helpful and soothing and healing and uplifting, and a space and a tool and a frequency of awakening instead of something that's detrimental to human health, right? And human sanity. Okay? So I really appreciate you being here. I appreciate you tuning in. All of these lives, 1 through 40, are on my YouTube channel, Taylor A. Norris. The link to that is in my bio. And most of them are also on my IGTV at Joyful Raw Life. And what else did I want to say before we start the invocation? Please share any of these that have resonated with you. Share them in your stories, share them in your social media, share them, with a friend or a family member, anybody who you think could benefit, because as we'll do in just a couple minutes, the Reiki invocation, that's an opportunity for healing at absolutely no cost to you. It's just there, it's available, and what's so beautiful is Reiki is, if you're like, what the heck is Reiki? I still don't know what it is. It's okay. It's a mysterious thing. You ask different people, and different people are going to have different definitions. There's purely scientific definitions looking at the observable, measurable effects, conceptualizing Reiki in terms of biofield and, electromagnetic frequency, and completely scientific, non-spiritual way of working with, relating to, and understanding Reiki. But as y'all have seen, if y'all have tuned into any of these before, my understanding, my experience of Reiki is quite spiritual. And for me, Reiki it's universal life force energy. That's what it is fundamentally. And universal in the sense of it's coming from a very high consciousness. It's coming from creation consciousness, God consciousness, source consciousness, the source behind the source behind the source behind the source is my experience. Now I'm investigating this constantly and inquiring, like, what are you Reiki? But my sense is that it is a very, very high consciousness, if not the highest, definitely the highest I've ever experienced. And Reiki is an energy. So it's life force energy. It's like prana, but unlike prana, it's coming from the top, from the center, from the source. And in doing so, it respects free will, because it is a very high source of consciousness, very high frequency. It respects free will. So if you're open to receive Reiki, it will go to you. If you're not open, it's not going to go to you. It's not like other non-physical energies that may start playing games with you and attach even if you didn't say yes necessarily, okay? That's not what Reiki's about. So there's that. There's also a workshop I'm teaching if you're like, I kind of want to learn this. I think this is really cool. I don't know why I'm interested in this. I don't know why I'm here. I don't know why I keep watching this girl, or I'm watching this person for the first time. Maybe you're supposed to take my Reiki workshop. It's possible. I took my first Reiki training having no idea why I was really taking it, other than I trusted my friend who was teaching the class. She had an amazing energy. She was committed on her spiritual and healing path, and I witnessed firsthand her transformation, and I was blown away, and I knew it was because of Reiki. And when she finally started offering Reiki classes, I trusted my intuition and my guidance that was just like, take this. I didn't really know beyond that, that I would be using it every day, that I'd be using it to heal myself, that I would immediately want to start sharing it with others and doing so professionally and charging money for it. So, you don't have to have like a whole game plan in taking the Reiki workshop other than you want to be there. You don't even have to know why. Like, it's pretty cool. So that is taking place online in May, and it'll be a full weekend, and it'll be all day Saturday, all day Sunday. And all you need is a really good internet connection, a device, computer would be better. And you can tune in from anywhere in the world, assuming, you block out that time for yourself. You block out that weekend for yourself. And in the training, I will be teaching you Reiki 1 and 2 in the Usui Holy Fire 3 tradition, which is awesome. And you'll receive a physical manual, a digital manual, unless you don't want the digital manual. And you will be taught how to give Reiki to yourself, hands-on, in like various ways, as well as how to give Reiki to other people, both in person and at a distance, because Reiki can be shared at a distance, no problem. Y'all see in a minute when we do the invocation. And you will be empowered to share Reiki in person or at a distance, charging for money if you wish, or not if you wish. You can send it to Mother Earth. You can send it to a cause that you're passionate about, say veganism or world hunger or what humans killing each other, like stop it, right? World peace, all these different causes that are important. You'll be able to send the Reiki energy specifically to those causes. So it's very awesome. And y'all can always DM me, private message me, comment below if you have any questions about the training. There's more information. The link is in my bio, or it's below in the description if you're watching this on YouTube later on. So that's what I wanted to share. Again, this is day 40. It's really exciting. I'm going to take a sip of this and we'll do the invocation. Oh, this is so good. Okay. So the Reiki invocation is an opportunity where Reiki's already here. I've already called in the energy, but I more formally call it in and I share it. And you're able to tune into it. You're able to receive healing, to receive guidance, to receive Reiki. Again, if you want it, if you don't want it, it's not going to like attack you or something. All right? Safe space here. So that's pretty much all you need to know. It respects free will. And, get comfortable, y'all. Get comfortable. Close your eyes. Take some deep breaths. Maybe the first conscious breaths that you've taken today. Gift yourself the gift of breath. Breathing deeply, breathing fully. Breathing in the light of Reiki. The light of Reiki fills your breath. It cleanses, it purifies, it fills your body with light. Your body is filled with light, force, energy, Reiki energy, this very high consciousness energy. And the unification consciousness enters your being, enters your mind, your heart, your solar plexus. Unification consciousness, unity consciousness, the fact that we, all humans, all beings, all of creation, is in this together. We're sharing this universe, multiverse. As humans, we're sharing the Earth Mother, Mother Earth, Gaia, the Ascended Earth. And Earth Mother says, hello, today is my day. Today is my day. Today is Earth Day. Every day is Earth Day because we're always on Earth. Earth is our home. Earth is our beautiful sanctuary, our beautiful home. And the Earth sends us Reiki. The Earth Mother sends us love. Feel her light into your feet and fill your body. The light of the divine Earth fills your body, your human body, this treasure house for your great beaming light. For the body, like the Earth, made of the Earth, is a treasure house. And the Earth is a grand treasure house. And the Earth Mother bestows her treasures freely to all of us, always. The Earth Mother teaches us the meaning, the vibration, the frequency, the energy, the give and take, the exchange of abundance. She shares with us abundance. How to be abundant in our own hearts, in our minds, in our lives, our relationships, our work, our service, our thoughts, our words, our deeds. Sourcing this abundance from love. Sourcing this abundance from compassion, from generosity, from this space of wanting and manifesting and bringing about and supporting and nourishing and nurturing, bringing into form the highest good of ourselves, of others, the world, all beings, all of creation. She shares with us abundance. This alternative mentality to this scarcity mentality, this artificial programmed mentality of not enough. There is plenty. She shows us all around. There is plenty. She teaches, she advises, she shows, she shares. She shares from her heart. No matter how much humans may transgress her natural laws, the universal laws, she shares compassionately. She shares unconditionally. The Earth Mother, the Divine Feminine. She shows, she teaches, she embodies for us the meaning and the frequency of divine grace, the meaning and the frequency of unconditional love. Receive now, open and receive the divine grace of Mother Earth. Open and receive the divine, unconditional, ascended love of Mother Earth and all her gifts, her abundance, her generosity, the gifts from the trees, from the leaves, the bark, the roots, the chlorophyll, all the plants, the flowers, the fruits and the fruit trees, and the fruit flowers, and the vegetables, and the things that grow from the ground, the roots, the root vegetables, all of the food, all of the abundance, the grasses. Receive from her the power, the majesty of the hills, the mountains, the valleys, the beauty of these grand vistas that she creates for us so freely, and we enjoy them and adventure them. We look upon them and feel inspired. We climb upon the peaks of hills and mountains and crests, and we feel inspired, and we're reminded of this higher perspective It's always available to us, this seeing clearly the bigger picture, seeing clearly a grander vision, seeing clearly through the third eye what exactly is possible, seeing clearly that anything is possible. The field of possibilities is in front of us, behind us, to the left of us, the right of us, above us, below us, all around us. And we are supported. We are supported energetically more so now than we've ever been before. The Earth Mother loves us. She supports us. All of creation, all of the earth, the animals love us, support us. And they long for us. All of nature longs for us humans to come to love ourselves, to heal ourselves, to remember who we truly are, to remember the natural laws, to remember and access the universal laws, to remember these truths, our truth, so that we can live in alignment with these laws and with our truth and rediscover our authentic self, this authentic self that Reiki so helpfully reveals to us. The light of your authentic self is revealed. The light of your authentic self is revealed. The light of your authentic self is revealed. Gently now, gently. Gently now, the layers of conditioning, of programming, of darkness, trauma, fear, the so-called negative emotions, the so-called lower vibrations, those lift from your being. They lift from your mind. They lift from your thoughts. They lift from your words, your speech. They lift from your actions. They lift, and into the light they go. Into the light be healed, into the light be healed, into the light be healed. Where the karma can be completed. Where these things that no longer serve you can finally be transformed from disharmonic to harmonic energy. For it is all energy. It's all just energy. Maybe it was mashed up into a form that was temporarily disharmonic, but that same energy can be healed and transmuted and transformed into light, into pure awareness, pure consciousness, into the new, into possibilities, the infinite possibilities of love, compassion, caring, gentleness, strength, forgiveness, grace, lifting the burdens from you. Thank you, grace. Thank you, grace. Grace of Reiki, the grace of Mother Earth, the grace of all the illumined beings, the ascended masters, the brothers and sisters in the light, who like Mother Earth are here to help us and do so by divine grace. All we must do is ask them for help, and they will help us. There's so much support within the earth. There's so much support for us around the earth. The frequency of the power of love available, the power of love. Remember now the power of love. That the power of fear has nothing on the power of love. For the power of love is harmonic. harmonic in nature. And as a harmonic nature, it is infinitely strong, infinitely powerful, infinite and eternal and indestructible, unshakable. Its protection is like none other. Feel the power of love resonating in your heartbeat, in your breath in and out. Feel the power of love filling every single cell of your body now. Every cell in your body is filled with the power of love. And with the power of love, the cells can now function harmonically, can function properly. They function in their most ideal human form, the divinity of human nature embodied in the cell, the divinity of the divine spirit embodied in the human cell, not separate but one. All the cells now filled with the power of love. And all the cells now of your body, all the atoms, the molecules, down to the very smallest particles, filled with the power of the divine mind, the power of the divine mind, the power of clarity, clear functioning, the power of sanity, the power to remain centered no matter what, centered, clear, balanced, liberation from any kind of mind games, mind chatter, thoughts that don't serve, energy that doesn't serve, now cleared. All the particles remember who they are, who they serve. They serve you. They serve your higher self. They serve God and creation. And now have an opportunity to operate harmonically within the sacred container of your body. Invite in now and receive the power of the divine heart, which transcends time and space, goes back in time, forward in time, sideways in time, through time in all the directions, all the spaces, wherever it's needed. And the power of the divine heart, it clears and it charges your being. It clears your being down to the smallest particle, up to the whole, the soul history. It clears, it cleanses, it purifies, it creates space, beautiful sacred space. Your sacred container is returned to you, pristine, untarnished, the treasure house for your great beaming light. This temple that your soul and spirit get to reside in for the duration of your blessed human life. The power of the divine heart, it empowers your authentic self to reside and abide in your being, down to the smallest particle and throughout your soul history, across time and space. Karma is healed. Into the light be healed. Into the light be healed. Into the light be healed. Now the Master, open and receive the Master, uniting heaven and earth in the sacred container of the body, down to the smallest particle. out in all directions, across time and space, throughout the soul history. Clearing and restoring and remembering and recalling all the mastery that you have in your soul history and past lives. All the mastery that's available to the human collective, to the collective of all beings. All the mastery that's available in creation for the highest good of yourself, for the highest good of others, for the highest good of the world and all beings in all of creation. This mastery returns to you now. This mastery is given full presence within the sacred container of your body, your talents, your gifts. They are revealed to you now. They are revealed to you now, and they are accessible. They're there waiting for you to play with them and enjoy them and share them for your highest good and healing and awakening, and for the highest good and healing and awakening of all humans and all beings on earth and beyond, across time and space. Now open and receive the power of unification consciousness, the primordial fire lights in your heart center, the flames of the primordial fire placed within all the chakras, within all parts of the body, within all parts of the energy field. The flame, the primordial flame of unification consciousness, of God consciousness, of all that is, surrounds you, is above you, below you, to your right, your left, in front of you, behind you, surrounding you, within you. Tiny flames surrounding the smallest particles, and a large flame surrounding the largest parts of you. You are in this flame of protection, of healing, of purification, and of empowerment. This flame remembers you, your authentic self. This flame ignites in you your authentic self. And with your authentic self back available to you, you can use those gifts and talents of yours, these lifetimes of mastery of yours, to share with yourself for healing, awakening, empowerment, and to share with others to awaken, heal, and empower them as well. For the Earth Mother reminds us, all of creation, we're in this together. We are here to remember, we are here to love, we are here to share, to be abundant, compassionate, to give with grace, to receive the grace, to be peaceful with one another, to love one another, protect one another, nourish one another. We are here to enjoy and explore and express our truth, our creativity. In the light, we are unstoppable. In this light, be filled with this unstoppable light force energy, this Reiki energy. You're filled with the Reiki energy. And today, right now, it is yours. Enjoy the spaciousness. Enjoy the relaxation. Enjoy the love and trust that you feel, the happiness, the freedom, the connectedness, the unity, the peace. Be at peace. Be at peace now. Feel the peace rising within you. Another gift from Mother Earth. Be at peace with yourself now. And share this peace with everything and everyone around you. For you are abundant in peace. You are abundant in love. You are abundant in liberation. You are abundant in compassion. You are abundant in this power of love, this power of healing, this power of harmonic creation. Say thank you to you for being here, for experiencing this now, for being open to receive. The power of receiving the divine grace, these higher frequencies, is yours. Largely a lost power, a lost art, but now you remember. You remember you can receive these frequencies. You remember the power and strength of these frequencies, their availability, and their infinite potential, your infinite potential. Say thank you now to the brothers and sisters in the light. Thank you. I say thank you to the archangels and all the angelic beings helping us all the time. I say thank you to the Earth Mother, Mother Earth, La Tierra, Madre Tierra, Pachamama, Gaia, Ascended Earth Mother. Thank you, Earth Mother, and thank you to all the mothers. She says thank you to all the mothers. We say thank you to the Ascended Masters, the illumined beings, the enlightened ones. We say thank you to all of creation, all of nature. We say thank you. Aho, amen, namaste, and so it is. Mahalo. Gracias, gracias. Y'all can start coming back whenever you're ready. That was really deep. Healing, nourishing, cleansing, clearing, purifying, empowering. How are y'all feeling? Let me know in the chat if you can. And now if you've passed out, that's cool too. These things are deep, y'all. I've done a lot of them, guided by other people, like me being in your position. And often I fall asleep, or I tend to drift off into this other conscious space. Like it kind of seems like sleep, but it's not quite. It's a deeply restful and deeply healing and just really, really powerful and amazing. And then what's funny is, I'll be listening to these invocations. I'll be there, I'll be, okay, we're doing it. I drop out completely. And my sense is when this happens, it's kind of the Reiki anesthesia effect where the healing is so deep, they put you under and just do their thing, the spiritual beings, the energy itself, however you want to conceptualize it. And then usually by the end of the invocation or the Reiki meditation, I'll wake up suddenly, right before the end. It's really funny how that works. And so I'll do those on my own like that, listening to my Reiki teacher's YouTube channel. She has some really great ones on there. It's called The Reiki Lifestyle. And now that I'm channeling these, I will be putting Reiki guided meditations on my YouTube channel as well. I have some there already, but they're not channeled. They are more standard Usui Holy Fire Reiki meditations, and they're still very, very good. there's no like better or worse. Oh, it's channeled, it's better, or like it's not channeled. It was channeled by somebody, okay? And like it's good. Like the invocation we were doing earlier in the series, those are all really powerful. But now that I'm channeling the invocations, it's like, oh my God, next level times a gazillion. Really, really phenomenal experience on my end, and the feedback I've gotten from some of y'all has been really good too. So I will definitely continue to do this. It's really fun. But yeah, I remember in my Reiki master training, my teacher there, she channeled one of these invocations, and she was teaching the Reiki class exactly how I'm going to teach it, where it's live on Zoom. And it's cool because so during like a guided meditation experience, or one of the placements where you're actually receiving the Reiki energy formally, where like it's yours now, or an invocation like what we just did. So during those times, like students on Zoom, you're able to mute yourself, of course, and to turn your video off, and like, like lay down on, I'm sitting on a couch right now, I would lay down on the couch and maybe cover my eyes and just have her voice on. And so, be listening to the invocation and relaxing. And I remember like during my master training, I passed out on one of them. It was like her master invocation, and it was so deep. And she afterwards, she was like, yeah, we were doing like really deep stuff, And it was funny because, it wasn't even like the placement or like the things that were technically supposed to be the more formal experiences. So these are really, really powerful healing tools and techniques, and definitely not to be underestimated. And yeah, at the end of that invocation, I was like, yeah, I feel like I just had like 20 spirit releases happen. I feel like, kind of like I feel right now, where I'm just like really light and just spacious and clear and cleanse. It's like Tina and I were talking about this on our last tea time about harmonic creativity, which is phenomenal, y'all, by the way. It's on my YouTube channel. It's like almost 2 hours long. It's on her IGTV, Tina Sue's. And we were talking about, what was I even gonna say? I don't remember. Yeah, I'm so spaced out now. Yeah, just really, really spacious, really, really brainwashing, that was it. We were joking about brainwashing and like washing your brain. So brainwashing is like this tool, obviously it's been used for like bad purposes, and like cult groups using it, and like, more controlling fear-based energies using that. But, to reverse that and like wash your own brain, like that's what I kind of feel like now after doing any kind of Reiki session, or after a Reiki guided meditation. And by Reiki session, I mean giving one or receiving one. It's good both ways. There is this effect where it's like my mind feels like it was washed, like it was cleansed. Like I just had a colon cleanse happen, but it was with my brain, my psyche was just like cleansed and polished. Like all the maids and the cleaning crew came out, the janitors, and they're like with the brooms and the mop, and everybody's got like, the rubber gloves on, and the the sponges, and all the like the good sprays, right? Like the natural sprays, the non-chemical sustainable sprays, and they're just like cleansing and polishing, and all that's being cleared out, everything that no longer serves. And as a result, it can feel a bit like, spacious, like disorienting almost, where it's like, whoa, I just kind of like in the invocation we're talking about, what was coming through was that like being on a mountaintop. And I've had the pleasure of climbing a lot of really tall mountains, and like that feeling of just like the big picture. Like suddenly you can really see. You can really see where you're at and what's going on, and like the grandness and the splendor of creation. So it really is so amazing, y'all. It's so amazing. Yeah. So y'all have any questions? Please drop them in the chat. This is our last 40, this is day 40 of the 40 days of Reiki. So if you haven't already asked your question, now is your last chance. Today or forever hold your peace. I'll never do a Reiki live again. I'm just kidding. I totally will, but you know what I mean. I will not be on here much for the next 12 days. So definitely, if you have a burning Reiki related question, drop it now. Because there will be no more Reiki lives for at least 12 days. And then, I'm playing with how I want to do it. I think I'll probably do a Reiki live on Instagram like every other week or something like that, one on YouTube, alternating, and then I'm also going to start offering Reiki circles where we share Reiki, and of course my Reiki workshop is coming up in 1 month in May online. It will be a really good time. So if y'all have any questions about that or anything Reiki related, please drop them in the chat. Yeah, I'm so grateful y'all are here. I don't see anything yet. So, if y'all are quiet, y'all probably still spaced out from the invocation if you're still here. I've talked about Reiki being a business partner before, like a best friend and a business partner, a romantic partner, it can be like a mother figure, a father figure, a child figure, like whatever you need. Reiki can be that. But I've talked about specifically as a business partner, like on your board of executives, your board of directors, and I wanted to clarify that Reiki can be a business partner no matter what your business is. Like, it doesn't have to be just like a Reiki business. Like, oh, now I'm a Reiki practitioner and Reiki is my business partner in my Reiki practice. Okay, that might be the case for you. You might take a workshop or a training and be like, I gotta teach this and start sharing it. But a lot of people take a training and like, that's not what happens because, maybe they're already established in some other field. And, it's just not their path. And with that Reiki empowerment, being attuned to the energy and having it as a tool for guidance and healing, Reiki can certainly be, on your board of directors for any kind of business. It can be someone, but like an energy that you dialogue with and ask for clarity and guidance with like major decisions and, challenges, obstacles, help with marketing, help with whatever you need, administrative things, time management. I'm certainly using it for all of those things, but I wanted to be clear that, if you have like, I don't know, you're a landscaper, right? Like Reiki can help inform a landscaping business just as well as a yoga studio business or a traditional medical doctor's business or someone actually doing a Reiki business. It doesn't matter what kind of business. So I want to be clear about that. Yeah. So another thing I wrote down to talk about is, I was talking about this a couple of days ago about how we are actually, like, consider this, again, anything I say here, it's like, be checking in with yourself too. I'm not just saying these things for you to like swallow them, or take them as your truth. Whatever resonates, take. Anything that doesn't, let it wash over you, don't have to absorb it. So, oh, Christy, Hi, love. Thank you for your energy and passion regarding Reiki. Are there any drawbacks that you know of? That's a wonderful question, Christy. I think drawbacks, I would say, you know, it can be an adjustment at first. Yeah, it kind of goes where I was going with the flow thing. Sometimes the flow and sometimes Reiki feels, peaceful, harmonic, alive, dynamic. You feel like you're in the flow and things are working out and everything's easy and everything. And sometimes, after someone receives a lot of Reiki, there is a bit of a spiritual detox that can happen. And it can be physical detox as well. I know some of you on here know exactly what I'm talking about. It can be very physical for a while. It can be, a mental, emotional detox. I know, it can cause you maybe to lose some weight or gain some weight, change your eating habits for a while, change your taste. Like it can have like a wide variety of effects, including some, Christy, you're on a health journey, so like if you do a juice cleanse or a colon cleanse or a water fast, you can have some headaches or indigestion, diarrhea, all of these physical detox symptoms. Those can certainly be brought up by Reiki. They can be brought up by a single Reiki session. They could even be brought up by the invocation we did, as well as obviously a Reiki training where you're having the energy placed in you. Because particularly the holy fire energy is an energy of purification. So as someone who's, you're already on a health and healing journey, you're already like changing your health habits and like eating well and things like that. Like the cleaner your lifestyle is before you receive Reiki, the less of the detox you may have, and I would also say the more spiritual work you've done, the more mental, emotional work you've done, the smoother that transition in, after receiving like a Reiki training, for example, the smoother and easier it's gonna be. But I'll share my experience was that, I had already done years of, vegan, whole food, plant-based, raw, high raw, back to raw, a lot of mental, emotional, and spiritual work, therapy, 12-step groups. I had done a lot of meditation practice, a lot of yoga, a lot of juice cleansing, water fasting, all sorts of various healing practices for mind, body, soul, and spirit when I first did my Reiki training. And during the training I had some like indigestion. My guts felt a bit like locked up and uncomfortable. And then afterwards I remember I had like an increased appetite for a while, and my taste changed too. Like I was giving a lot of Reiki sessions and I was feeling really good and like I want to just give more and feel the energy more. But I was also being like drawn to more grounding foods, still within a raw vegan diet, but like higher fat and some salt and stuff. And my diet kind of like, it was stricter and then it changed to like, less strict. And what else happened? I probably like put on some water weight and some weight when that happened. And then, I'm trying to think of anything negative. I had big life changes happen too. I moved, I moved from where I was staying, but it was a positive move. And then after that, I was actually compelled to move again, like to Hawaii, which was actually at my first training. I was guided like, you need to go there. But I had like an intermediate step between that, and then, I was guided to move again. So if you could view that, I guess, potentially as a drawback, right? Like, oh, like the living situation has to change. But the thing was, it changed, and it caused some stress. It caused a bit of like being out of balance. Like I turned back to cook foods for a bit. I did put on some weight. I was a bit stressed out, and overstimulated and stuff, but that was like a temporary period. And it was after my master training where I was like, I realized that where I'd moved to, I actually needed to like do the big move to Hawaii and really just like leap of faith once again. And in that transition process of like going to Hawaii, you know, trying to find land, like trying to figure out where I want to live, and like flying back, shutting things down, packing up, like selling the townhouse that I was in, and like feeling bad about it, you know, and just dealing with that whole process. And it was a lot emotionally, and like my health habits, like, you know, you're on a raw vegan path, so often, you know, things get hard. The raw vegan kind of slips back to more of like, you know, the high raw vegan. Like I slipped back into that, and like I said, put on some weight and stuff, but it was temporary. And then I finally like settled into that energy. So the Reiki too, it's like you have to like, all right, in the training, it will be placed in you, and then it will purify you physically, mentally, spiritually, soul, all the levels, so that you as a sacred container like match and can hold its vibration. And I think depending on, you know, where you're at, what your life is, your lifestyle, like how in alignment you are or how out of alignment, kind of dictates, you know, how quickly that happens. But Reiki in and of itself, like I said, it's coming from a very high source of consciousness. It respects free will. You know, I probably during that process, I should have I wish I would have called upon it a bit more to be like, Reiki, make this easy for me, you know, like make this transition with like grace and ease. You know, I could have struggled less, but I really, you know how it is when you get in kind of a struggle, and this was like in the real blow up of all the COVID stuff and lockdown and craziness. You know, it's often during these times of feeling like our most stressed out and like low vibe that we don't use our best tools quite enough, right? It's like the raw vegan diet for me, it slipped to the high raw. Like I should have been I wish I would have used Reiki a bit more, and I was using it, but like definitely not how I'm using it now. So I had a bit of a rough ride there for a bit, but then it was like I had this moment, this turning point where I was like, nope, need to go back to my North Star, to my, you know, fully raw vegan diet, to using Reiki, to doing my yoga every day, to meditation and putting all the pieces back in place. And as I did that, I was starting to become aware of just how much that was just my process, you know, that was all beautiful flow. Like all of that, you know, temporary, unpleasant, uncomfortable, ooh, weight gain, like I don't feel good in my body, you're stressed out, negative emotion. It was all temporary, but it was like me shedding this cocoon, my culturally created self that I talk about a lot on here. You know, all that density had to like kind of come into conscious awareness and like start being lifted off me so that I could hold this this higher vibrational energy. And as that process, you know, completed itself, sorry y'all, my legs are feeling uncomfortable, so I'm gonna change my position. As that process completed, I realized, you know, it was like last September I had a really big turning point, like got my health back on track, and then my spirituality, all parts of my holistic being started like coming back on track more and more and more. And then like with the new year, it's been like fast track, like times a million, and I've just realized like, wow, like what magnificent transformation has happened in my life since I did that first training, you know, back September of 2019. So And then realizing, wow, when I did 6 months later, because you have to wait 6 months before the master training, 6 months later, in the heat of like COVID starting, how that empowered me with even more energy. And at first, yeah, it was a transition to hold and like match that, but it changed my life. It gave me the courage to take these big risks that were ultimately for my highest good. And then, you know, having this moment where, okay, I then knew how to get back on track, get my health back on track, my spirituality, all my practices, despite, again, the world just being nuts, you know, last year. And so finishing 2020 like really strong, and then 2021, you know, so far has been absolutely unbelievable for me. Best year of my life yet. And yeah, it's definitely, I would say it can be a temporary adjustment, you know, so-called drawback of being uncomfortable and unpleasant, but Reiki is not harming you, will not harm you, will not traumatize you. That's not how it works. It respects free will, and it's only ever going to act for your highest good and the highest good of others and the highest good of the world and all creation. So yeah, and like I'm just so grateful like that whole process happened. Like, you know, when I was in the discomfort and in the unpleasantness, it was like, man, this does suck. Like, I feel really uncomfortable in my own skin, and like I know I'm stress eating, I know I'm eating too much salt, and like I know I'm eating too much cacao, and like I know, you know, I'm watching too much frickin' Netflix, like, to, like, zone out. But then, you know, I had this moment finally where I was like, I just need to get back on track. And I was able to get back on track. And then with that, getting back on track piece by piece, step by step, it's like, whoa, I'm so, so grateful. And now I'm living in this much more pleasant space, like continuously pleasant, enjoyable, and pleasurable, and empowering space. You know, is it 100% me skipping down the road at all times? No, it's not. But this is something I actually want to talk about today. It's like, I feel like I can be anywhere and face anything. You know, I feel really empowered to like be in the chaos and just like keep shining my light and keep, you know I'm empowered with the information, the tools and techniques and the energy that helps me stay centered and stay grounded and stay in my truth and stay in my power and source from this higher consciousness, rather than sourcing just from my limited ego, from limited Taylor. It's like I am plugged in now, and Reiki will plug you in to the source, right? Directly. And again, no matter what religion or spiritual path you're on or not on, doesn't matter. It will plug you in. And, you know, having that access to your own inner guidance, your own inner truth, your own inner strength and power. I mean, this, to me, this is why I'm so passionate about Reiki, is because it's been the best gift of my life. And I've been on a healing journey, a health journey, a spiritual journey for a really long time. I've tried a lot of things. And this tool, I'm just like, I'm completely blown away by and so fascinated and transfixed on. That's why I'm teaching it now, and I'm giving the sessions and really sharing it on here. I'm like, as many people as I can give this to, I want to give to. Yeah, Christy says, that's the energy I'm in need of during these times. Yeah, these are challenging times, and Reiki has been so helpful during these times. Like, I'm so glad I did that master training. You know, it was last April where things were extremely challenging. And yeah, now things are still really challenging. And yeah, like, especially in the Reiki 1 and 2 training. So you receive the Reiki energy, like just the pure, unadulterated Reiki energy. And then you're receiving the power of love. It's like a power symbol, and it's so good for so many different things, and also a mental, emotional symbol, which most people are like, whatever. But like, this is the one. I think I use the mental emotional one all the time because I've dealt with mental illness. I've dealt with the depression and anxiety, and all of the energy together, all of the healing that's available in the 1 and 2 training at its most basic, okay, it's going to produce relaxation and stress reduction, okay, at its very most basic. I've done one-on-one sessions, in person and online with a lot of people, and even like kind of the densest, like least sensitive, like grumpy old, like crotchety man is like, yeah, I feel really relaxed. I feel less stressed out. Right. And I mean, I know you don't fall into that category, but I think just at its base, understanding that that Reiki is a tool for relaxation and stress reduction during this time when people are so stressed out, so overstimulated, overwhelmed. Things are really uncertain, and like there's just all this fear energy circulating. With our Reiki placement too, like you will be tuned into these frequencies, the power of love, power of the divine mind, power of the divine heart, compassion, unconditional love, peace, harmony, gentleness, all of this grace, forgiveness, healing, deep healing, spiritual awakening. And so with this attunement, what I've found is like I'm able to tune into those frequencies like in my environment and strengthen them everywhere I go, no matter who's around. And I was going to talk about this too, like my discernment is back. I've shared about that a lot, like understanding, what is my truth, what is not my truth, and also being able to like hold space for others as they share their truth, even if their truth does not match my truth exactly. And I come from a codependent background too, where in the old days it'd be like, oh, I just gotta like swallow their truth and like have it all stuck on me and be my truth. If my truth's not the same as their truth, well, my truth's definitely wrong. And self-doubt, shame, like hide, all that craziness is finally liberated from me. And as a really sensitive, empathic person, this has been huge because it means I can be around anybody now and like hold my energetic boundaries and be in my center and be in my truth, and not need to also codependently like, well, I need them to believe my truth. Because I remember I was at that point in my healing for a while where I was like, I'm vegan, so you have to be vegan. I do yoga, so you need to be doing yoga. It's like, maybe they need to be vegan, maybe they need to be doing yoga, but that's not for me to tell them unless, they're hiring me as their health coach, right? Like, so it's really, really nice to be able to be around others, expressing their truth, living their truth, and feeling like I just gotta be in my truth and in my light, and I can stay in my center, and I can be in a potentially negative conversation or in a negative energetic space. I can feel someone else's negative energy, because trust me, if there's energy there, I'm gonna feel it. I'm gonna feel all of it. I'm gonna be super aware of it. And now though, instead of like absorbing it or having it stick on me or something, I just witness it, and it's like, oh, it's there, okay, and then I'm able to set any physical boundaries that I need. Okay, I'm ready to leave. I have practices that I learned in the training for how to clear myself and how to also clear my space if necessary. All right, Christy says, I took Radiant Reiki 1. I've never heard of that one. Several years ago, but I never used it. I'm resonating with Holy Fire Reiki a lot. Maybe it's just timing for me. Yeah, the thing is, there's so many different lineages of Reiki, and they're all good. They all work. There are different systems too within that. So Radiant Reiki probably it's like a specific form of the energy, and it's also specific tools, techniques, ways to relate to it. Versus the holy fire, it's going to have a specific energy, and I love the energy, obviously. And it has a very specific system of tools, of techniques, of, okay, this is how you work with it, this is how you use it. And I love it because it's very organized, it's very actionable, but it's not like dogmatic, like, you got to do it this way, and this is the only way, and this is the right way, and that's the wrong way, and if you don't do it exactly how we tell you here, then it's not going to work. That's not it at all. The holy fire system, it's like, here's what we know for sure definitely works. Like, this has been tested by a bunch of people. This stuff all works really well. You can use all of this, and you're empowered to find creative ways to work with Reiki as well on your own. And I use a combination. It's like some of the stuff, in the manual that I was taught in my trainings, I use it like by the book. And then there's a lot I do that is just happening intuitively, and all of it works really well. So you said there, maybe it's just the timing. What do you mean by that? Like, maybe now is the time for holy fire Reiki. Also, if you already have previous Reiki training and you take another one, it's just going to compound. Like, you're just going to have more. You're going to have more energy. And also, doing the holy fire training might like reactivate in a positive way and highlight all the healing that any of the radiant Reiki might have started for you back when you took it. So that's a good thing. Does this burn someone out right after? What do you mean? That's interesting you said that, because I remember a friend I met in Ecuador actually was like, yeah, I don't like working with the archangels because like their fire's too bright and I don't want to get burnt. I work with Archangel Michael a lot. I have never felt burnt in the least bit. I feel protected. I feel like warmed and invigorated. I feel like I have the best possible like father figure, guardian around me, has my back. I'm walking down the dark alley at night alone, single white female, and like Archangel Michael's there. Ain't nobody gonna mess with me. And no, I don't have a weapon on me or something. Like, I'm so protected with him. So I've never felt burnt by an archangel, and I've never felt burnt by the Reiki either. I think, yeah, the holy fire, as I said, it's a real purification energy, but it's also gentle. It's gentle and powerful. So it definitely works. And like I said, any kind of unpleasantness or discomfort that happens, it's temporary. It's gonna pass, and also often more Reiki can help. Okay, so if, say, after a training you feel, you're having some adjustment problems, a one-on-one session could actually potentially help you. Or tuning into something like this where I share the invocation and you receive some energy. Or after my training, I'll be holding Reiki circles once a month, Reiki shares, where I will be sharing Reiki and we will be sharing Reiki with each other, like other people with Reiki, and then people who've never had Reiki before will be invited to share energy as well. So often more Reiki can actually help with that adjustment process. So Christy says, does holy fire use a more masculine energy as opposed to other lineages? I don't know a whole lot about all the other lineages. I've never taken a training with any other lineage. My experience of this energy is that it's perfectly balanced. It's masculine, it's feminine, it's the yin yang. It's earth, it's fire, it's water, it's air, it's ether, it's all. It's creation energy. But it's all like creation energy, maybe more masculine feeling, but it's just as much Mother Earth, divine feminine. So it's truly, it transcends the divine feminine, divine masculine. Like it is the all. It's the oneness. It's the unification. So, again, I don't know the other lineages, like the flavors of their, the masculine versus femininity of the energies, but this one to me, it's like, it's absolutely perfectly balanced, and it will, part of that, the holy fire master symbol too, it brings in the unification consciousness. So it unifies like left hemisphere, right hemisphere. It'll unify mind, body, soul, and spirit. It unifies heaven, earth, humanity, human spirit, human nature, divine nature, and it will also unify divine feminine, divine masculine, those energies as well. So that is my experience. It's very, very much unification of all these polarities, all of these possible dualities and spectrums that really kind of compresses into like oneness and at your center. So like you get a center again where it's like, oh, it's holy fire, not like holy, holier than thou, holy, 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 holy. Holy, like whole. It makes you whole again. Your wholeness. I have felt wholeness with this energy like I've never felt before in my life. Complete wholeness, completeness. Not feeling like I'm missing my other half and I need some other human relationship or partner or animal or anything to complete me. There's this true feeling of like everything I need and a whole lot more. Everything I could possibly want and need is within me already. And that, my friends, is such a divine gift to remember and to feel that and embody that and to become aware of that once again, because it's true for each of us. I'm not saying this like, well, Taylor Norris has everything she needs to feel whole and complete. It's like, no, we all come in with this. And maybe, some of y'all have heard that before. A lot of spiritual traditions and teachers will talk about that. You came in with everything you needed. I remember hearing about that years ago from like my favorite spiritual woman's podcast. And I loved that. I loved that so much. But I was like, I want to really feel that and like be connected to that and like have it viscerally in my experience. And like now it is viscerally in my experience where I'm like, wow, how little I actually need and how much is here, how much I can offer, like that abundance consciousness that the Earth Mother shows us so clearly. That's within each of us. That's within each of us. Each of us is filled with abundant light to shine, abundant love to give, abundant gifts and talents, abundant creativity, abundance of ideas, of expression, of, helpful, uplifting, positive words, thoughts, deeds. Each of us is blessed with this. And Reiki, in my experience, really unlocks that, and really it helps facilitate the healing so that then it's like, whoa, I'm pretty awesome, okay? Like it reminds and like recalls and viscerally reconnects. It has reconnected me back into like not just self-love as a concept and, oh yeah, like I practice self-love today. It's like, nah, like I love myself so much, and I'm confident like I've never been before, and I feel strong and so powerful, and it just makes me love everybody else and everything around me that much more, in this earth and this planet and this chance to be alive so much more, and has really motivated and mobilized me to be like, I want to help as many people as I can, feel this wholeness and feel this light and this love that I feel for myself. Like I want to pass along and pay it forward, that gift of feeling really true self-love, true wholeness and completeness, because I've been on the other side of the spectrum for sure. Self-hatred, self-loathing, all of that, really dark, really escapist, really like suicidal. I've been the whole other end of the spectrum. So like, if yeah, I know the contrast. And I honestly now I feel like that's a real gift that I got to experience that, because it makes me appreciate how I feel now a whole lot more than if it had always been kind of smooth sailing. But I really don't think for anybody it's just smooth sailing all the time. Like, I really, people can put on fronts and, show you only what they want you to see, and do a lot of play acting to maybe make it seem like they have it easy and everything's good and all smiles. But in my experience, everybody's going through something, and will really appreciate feeling whole and self-love, and really then, like, with that embodied, be able to do whatever the life purpose is. Because as I say so often, we are each needed. We each have a very special and sacred role to play in this whole human drama on earth right now. And each of us is absolutely needed. Nobody else can do your part or play your role but you. So, like, please do it. Please play your role, in its highest expression. So, yeah, wonderful, wonderful comments and questions, Christy, and everyone. Wonderful energy. Y'all, please know if you have any other questions about the training, about Reiki in general, about the sessions I do, whatever, like, I'm here for y'all. DM me, comment, reach out. I would love to engage more. The next 12 days I'm going to be offline, so I won't be responsive to messages, but if you drop them there, I will for like the next several hours, but if you drop them there, I'll certainly get around to it when I get back. And I'll let y'all know after those 12 days. I'll be doing a Reiki masterclass. I'll be doing some cool stuff, some more lives, and then of course the training will be just around the corner too. Y'all, my tripod started moving. It's so funny. If y'all could see my setup right now, you would laugh so hard because it's like ridiculous. It always is. But yeah, I love y'all so much. The training, all the workshop details, those are linked in my bio or below in the YouTube description. And share this if you felt healing in the invocation. Share it to your social media, your stories, with a family or friend who would benefit from it. So I appreciate y'all so much. Happy 40th day of the 40 days of Reiki. Thank you for being on this journey with me. Thank you for being here, for choosing to be alive right now. You are special, and you are needed, and you are loved and cared for. Namaste. The divine light in me sees and honors the divine light in you. Thank you. I love you.